Hey y'all, thanks for tuning into the Nintendo Drive. If you're hanging out with us on YouTube, be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Or if you're getting cozy and listening to us on your podcast feed, make sure you're following and leaving us nice reviews. You can also support the show on Patreon and pick up some awesome merch. Links to those and more are in the description, but let's get the show started.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. What is that you have there on the screen, Sean? What is that? What are you playing?
I have a little handheld, totally illegal, emulator-filled little device I got for my birthday. I'm a grown man, and I got I got video games for my birthday from my mom and dad.
From my mommy and daddy.
They got me video games that my friend Donnie Reese told me about, and I think they got it from Amazon, and it's got one of my favorite games on it, UN Squadron. Could I be playing Donkey Kong Country on it? Yes. The game that people actually know about? Yes. Nobody's ever heard of UN Squadron on Super Nintendo? No, but I've heard about it. I'm here to tell you about it. It's one of the best games ever, and it's on this little device, and it's real neat. Look at that little thing. That.
Yeah, look at that. Looks great.
Hang on, I'll put it closer. Does that work?
Let it,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not blurry at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The moon.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, hello.
Hi,
Let's
everybody.
go.
I'm excited to be here. Let's go. The chat's already going with the let's go.
The Dougie Fresh is in the house. The let's goes.
Let's go, man. We're doing it. I see Miles of Amanda in the chat. Huge shout outs to Miles of Amanda for joining the free trial over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Free trial to the exclusive tier over there.
Way to go. Let's go. Way to go. 1.6 kilometers of Amanda. Way to go.
Yeah, man. Let's go. I love it. Huge thanks to Miles of Amanda for doing that. I was on her stream the other day, of course, at twitch.tv/miles_of_Amanda. I wasn't like on. I was watching her.
So I was like, what?
You were?
Yeah, I was watching her stream.
No.
Norway.
Let's see if we can keep Lachlan on for the whole show this week.
Yeah.
I feel like we almost... We pushed her to the limit last week, Seth, maybe.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, she paid us a compliment for last week's episode. She was like, I was listening to last week's episode. It was so funny. I wasn't getting like any work done. I was just laughing my way through. We have fun here.
Yes, we do. Well, I do. Yeah. I think all of us do, but at least two of us do. You watch Lockliff in one of these, and it's like a different experience, man. It's a different show.
I have fun in my own way.
Yeah, fair.
I laugh a lot. It's just at the expense of y'all, probably.
Yeah, you're not laughing with us. You really are laughing at
Possibly.
us. I get it. Yeah. I get it. Look, guys, I've been really looking forward to this all day. I was doing some work, and it's not very often that I have to do anything like physical at all ever at work, and I did today. And of course, I've thrown out my back. I was celebrating my birthday last week, feeling good. I went for my longest run ever, and went for the bike ride and did all the things. I'm feeling great, and like I can barely even breathe. Like it's a sharp, nice pain underneath the rib cage here, so I'm feeling my age a little bit. And I was down in the dumps for about half of the day, just like, how does this keep happening? I'm really trying to take care of myself, and like I can't even think straight, and blah blah blah. My chiropractor's fired, my massage guy's fired, everybody's fired, I'm getting rid of them all. And then the Nintendo Drive comes along, and it all goes away. It's all just happy times now. I can see how far we can push things with Lachlan tonight. And we've got Miles of Amanda joining on the Patreon as a trial member. And life is still good. My back just sucks. I'm throwing out this chair. I'm going to go get this another chair. I'm never sitting down again, actually, is what I'm trying to tell you. Never for the rest of, I'm just standing. So there.
That's fair. What's that Robin Williams movie? What's that Robin Williams movie where he's... No, not Jack. The one where he's the doctor. No, I love that movie though. Is it Jack, the one where he's the doctor?
No, Patch Adams. Patch Adams.
That's what it is.
Jack is the one where he ages very quickly, and that is a very sad movie.
Yeah,
that's my life actually.
Opposite Benjamin Button.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking of like the laughter is the best medicine
Yep.
sort of
Totally
thing,
Patch
you know?
Adams. Good one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Patch Adams. Another
Or Aladdin.
reference for a vanishingly small audience. So,
Who remembers the 90s?
yeah, not many anymore.
Not
Dude.
many. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Should we talk about video games? Is that what we do here?
Oh,
Should
yeah.
do
We can
that?
pin it.
Let's pin it.
We can pin it. We
for
can talk
later.
about video games later.
Nobody's here to listen to us talk about video games anyway.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Well, I know Lockleth will have a physical at the end of the show, but I have a physical at the beginning of the show. But I want to give a bit of a trigger warning at the start here, you guys, because I'm about to bust out.
You're back, please.
Wii. I busted out my Wii. I even got a rubber on this thing. Okay, you guys. I got my Wii remote. I got my nunchuck, and it's all like I got it connected here. Lock this out.
Lock this out. She's gone.
New record. 6 minutes into the show.
Didn't take long. Didn't take long.
Jesus Christ.
Already over it.
Look, it's for the safety of everybody involved. Okay, that's why you put the rubber on the Wii remote.
Yeah.
I busted out my Wii U, you guys. I did the thing. I don't know if we want to talk about it now or if we want to pin it, but I just wanted to, bust out the Wii at the start because I know people liked when I talked about that. So
I am curious what were you playing on that old Wii? What were you doing there with that thing?
Mostly menus. Mostly just setting it up, just trying to understand. So I actually have 2 Wii U's, which is what I actually set up, and I didn't realize that like the game pads they're almost like hardwired to the main console. Like you can't just switch them, at least not easily. So it was a whole exercise of me like not having all my stuff really organized. I had to go find power cables and stands and all of it because you have to have like,
it'd be like that.
Your console and your gamepad. Like, can we just reminisce a little bit about? We love the Wii U. The thing's kind of a pain in the ass. Like it takes up a lot of space. You got to have like all these plugins and all this stuff, and the what the heck is it called? The sensor bar. How did you know that? Yeah, that you knew by my hand signals. The cable on this thing is 4,000 feet long. Like it doesn't need to be. It's just, so you're trying to manage all this cable. You've got all this stuff. But once I got over that, again, I'm just kind of complaining mostly because my back hurts. So there's going to be an element of crunchiness to today.
Sure.
But maybe I should play some Wii Fit. Maybe that's what I should do. Get a little yoga action and
dude,
see how many thousands of days it's been since the last time I logged in.
Dude, I'll never forget when I first got Wii Fit home. I stepped on that scale, like the first time you start up the game, and I stepped on the Wii Fit balance board, and I was thinner at this time than I am now, much thinner actually. And I step on that scale, and it adjusted it's like it played like this little song. It's like overweight, like burr, burr, and like it adjusted my me to look fat, and my me just looked sad. I was like, "Are you kidding? Like, what is going on?"
Oh yeah, man.
I'd never fully recovered from that.
Damn.
So that was the thing.
Like, well, if that's what you're gonna call me, just bring on the donuts, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, just Homer Simpson.
Just all in hell. Yeah. But for real, Super Mario Galaxy 2 is the game that I fired up first. And it's one of those things like Galaxy 2 is, and we could talk about this if you like. What a time for Nintendo to try on its Disney look. The Galaxy games, like this was magical Disney. I would say maybe like later on we would get like 3D World would be more like Monsters Inc. kind of Disney, especially with like the jazzy kind of music and stuff. But like Galaxy is like Walt Disney World magic, like the magic of Disney. Totally. Yeah. But I'm not very far into it, and I haven't decided if I'm going to play through the entire thing. But I did say I was going to bust out my Wii, and I was feeling nostalgic for Mario Galaxy 2. I want to put this out there, and this might be a controversial thing just to start things out here. I don't know if this is as good as I remember it, Seth. I feel like the worlds are really not the world, not the whole levels, but like the places that you play around on, they're kind of small. And then before you know it, you're like launched off to somewhere else. So I need to keep playing it. It's fun. Like the physics are really cool and it's gorgeous and the music is wonderful. And Rosalina and Yoshi. So not all bad. But I want to keep playing it. But I'm just like, I'm kind of glad that I know a lot of people are asking for Galaxy 3 or 64 2, these kinds of things, but kind of glad that we got Odyssey, you know, and I'm kind of glad that we're going to Wonder. So I'm good. I know Ryan Turford says, but Sean, space. I know that this is a huge reason I fired it up. But no, it's still, I'm not trying to come off too negative, but it's like, it's not like the 11 out of 10 that I remember it to be. So,
it's
but
a
we'll see.
Time. It's a different time. It's 2023 in this like post Odyssey world. It is weird because they're like planetoids, right? Like they're tiny little things. And then you're bounce into the next one, and then, you know, but yeah, it's a bunch of like little small individual, like it's not like one big Mario level, it's like parted out throughout the course of, you know, so it's interesting though. I remember I went back to the first Mario Galaxy when 3D All-Stars came out, and I was enjoying it, but I remembered thinking kind of similarly to what you're saying. I was like, this isn't like quite, mostly the structure of it, because I was like, I was actually getting to a place where I didn't really like just like searching out the comets and whatnot as they were coming in, and I was like, this doesn't feel as good as I remember it. Yeah, you know. So you were just saying the exact same thing that I just said, and I'm like, I disagree with you. Like, like I can't, and it's not you. Like I don't want to accept that Galaxy isn't. Don't misunderstand. I'm trying, like I hold Galaxy in a weird way, like at this very, very high tier in my, and people in the chat asking for a 3D Mario tier list. There will be one. Oh yes, there will be one. We should do that.
But like in my head, it's like undisputed. This game is amazing, S tier, A tier, whatever you want to call it. And then I play and it's like, and the way you describe it, I agree with it, but it's like, I don't accept it. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Like,
I get it.
I don't accept the criticisms, even as I'm saying it. It's like, I don't know. It's so weird, man.
Like, and technology advances, video game design advances, right? This is a game from 2007 and 2009, right? So like this stuff does advance. Not everything has to be like literally timeless. And 3D games, it's especially difficult to pull that off, right? So I think that what is important about the Galaxy games though is the way it makes you feel, the vibes, the music, like you're talking about, even like the story such as it is with Rosalina, like that stuff's great, man.
I mean, keep going. I'm very early in. It's just, you know, early re-impressions, because you guys know my memory. It's not very good. So kind of like playing it for the first time all over again. It's the best part about having a bad brain, you know?
Yeah, so you get to re-experience everything. I love it.
Meeting people every day.
Time, Sean. Whipping out your Wii, it's like it's the first time.
It's like the first time.
Busting out that Wii like it's the first time.
Hope they're making good decisions, you know?
It's like
you got a rubber, you're good.
At least it's Mario, you know? I know I love him. Oh, what is this show? Why are you here? You know?
Yeah, why are y'all here? Like, honestly.
Oh, so many people too.
I know.
Lachlan, you've been playing video games.
I have.
Okay.
New game. A new game I've been playing as of Sunday night. Fall of Porcupine.
Oh, yes. That was a fun stream, Lachlan.
Listen. You know what I ate for lunch today?
I think I could probably guess.
Waffles.
Oh!
Waffles, eggs, hash browns.
Come on, give it
coffee.
And no, not the yogurt. You didn't get the yogurt?
Well, of course not.
Waffles and yogurt used to be like a lunchtime staple over at the Capri household.
I'm not surprised.
Eggos and yogurt.
Not surprised. Not surprised. I had waffles today. I almost took a picture and sent it to you, but you wouldn't have cared anyway. So
me, no. I would care.
No, Seth.
Oh,
well, so
the other one you're pointing at the camera. Yeah. You,
Seth. I jumped into Lachlan's stream. I'm happy to see Yon32 here in the chat. The hashtag Team French Toast. Jumped into Lachlan's stream, and there was a character talking about French toast for some reason, and that created a whole thing. Then I said, you know what? I'm gonna make some French toast right now. It's like midnight. I'm just gonna make like 2 pieces.
Yeah,
of
you're a grown up.
I'm a grown up, man. I can do that. Right? That's the best feeling in the world. It used to be a special occasion. I had to wait for the weekend when my mom would make it. I can make it at midnight. Why not? And I took a picture of it and sent it to Lachlan while she was on stream, and you know, We had.
So I did the unfortunate thing of let's do a poll: waffles, pancakes, and French toast. No one voted for frickin' waffles. I'm still salty.
No one. What?
Not
one soul. All my waffle pals went to bed. I got messages today from like Bowsah, other people saying that if I was there, I would have chose waffles. I was like, well, you were not there.
Well, you weren't there.
You didn't show. It was me on an island with
Bowsah, I was sleeping.
these French toasties over here.
Dang.
Raving about their French toast.
How do you guys feel about a crepe? Do you guys know? Do you guys have
pipe
crepe?
and a crepe? Yeah.
Smoking
a pancake.
Bong and a blitz.
Bong and a blitz. I like a crepe.
Yeah, I had a crepe on the weekend. On Sunday, we went out for one of those breakfasts with the fruits and the pancakes and the waffles, and I had crepes. It was very nice.
I like a good crepe.
Yeah,
Love
it was
a
very
crepe.
good. Democracy at its finest, says McBeal.
I just had food delivered to me, y'all.
Oh, I think I'm gonna get food delivered to me as well. Oh, what is that?
What is that?
I think it's like fried like dumplings.
What is that?
Oh, it's
yeah.
Y'all are just over here getting like food and stuff. I'm like drinking water like a sucker.
Oh, you got it.
Over here.
I think I'm about to get a Costco hot dog.
Because waffle people are champions, Seth. You're over there having to make your own French toast.
It's not midnight yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, I can't just buy some frozen garbage from the supermarket and pop it in the toaster.
Listen, no. We went to a diner and had waffles. It was legit.
That's good. I'm glad you at least did that.
The chat is ignited about this waffles
it's a
French
hot
toast.
topic.
This is unbelievable.
Drew, I swear to God, waffles are not the worst of the three. Shut up. Get out of here.
It must be a Splatfest. Like, it must be a Splatfest.
Can't we make our own? Is that a thing in Splatoon 3 or just Splatoon 2?
They're doing it soon. I think I saw they're adding this like tournament manager thing, and I think we can make like a carpool gaming tournament, like a custom.
We're gonna have to.
Sort of thing.
I think we're gonna have to. I think we are compelled to.
This argument has been living around since Amanda was on the show when we first discussed it, and it's just has lasted this long.
The way you say that sounds like that was like eons ago. That was a whole other era of the Nintendo Drive. Era.
Yeah. Amanda, by the way, at the beginning of that statement, Amanda was like, "I don't want to incite any violence in the chat or anything."
And I was like, "No, you must choose."
And now look at what has happened. Anyways, video games. You like Fall of Porcupine?
Yeah, we were
yeah,
that's where we started. Yeah, besides all of the negativity towards waffles, Fall of Porcupine is an actual legitimate fun game. It is, Sean. You're up in Canada.
Yeah.
Living the cool weather lifestyle, at least cooler than us dying in hell down here in the sun.
We are in hell. Yeah, it's bad.
I'm sweating right now, and it's the sun is down almost, and
Brutal.
I'm sweating.
I got a sweater on.
Awful. Yeah, I could never.
I could not imagine wearing a sweater.
Oh
right
my
now.
God.
Nope.
Like the back of my knees are sweating. Like
yeah.
I had to take a shower, and I just undid everything after my shower.
We're just airing out the pits on the pod, you know?
Basically.
Airing out the pits on the pod, baby. Like you do.
Basically.
Yeah.
But I had to play Fall of Porcupine because I just needed to have a whisper of cool weather, a whisper of autumn. Because we're just dying. We're dying down here. We're dying. And it has a pigeon in it. The main character is a pigeon. Had to play it.
Gotta do it.
Had to do it to him. Had to do it to him.
Had to do it to him. Yeah, I agree. That's the whole, like, I've been drinking my pumpkin spice coffee, and just when the AC is blowing on me and I'm drinking pumpkin spice coffee, I can trick my brain.
You can almost feel like it's autumn.
into thinking that maybe it's autumn outside.
And you step outside, you're like, nope.
Yeah, and then I go walk my dog.
Coffee reboils in your hand.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh God.
Guys, come here. It's cheaper. Yeah. They got clean air. They got the free hospitals and the doctors and the what's-its and the who's what's and that. You know, it's good stuff here. Just come here. What are you doing?
Yeah, they're already selling Halloween candy in the grocery stores already, and it does not even feel like that time of year yet.
That's too early.
My wife and I went Halloween decoration shopping. We're already starting to make our rounds. Yeah, it's happening. So
this is kind of like our version of Ryan doing the weather on the Xbox Drive. It's like, did you see in the stores they got the Halloween candy already? Next thing you know, they'll have the Christmas lights and the decorations.
Oh, what are they doing over there? Yeah. Yeah.
The sooner they do Halloween, the sooner Christmas stuff will be out, and then I will be upset.
That annoys me.
It does.
Don't put that out too early.
Like before Halloween, come on.
Yeah. Maybe that's post-show. Maybe that's post-show topic.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I have grievances I must air.
The airing of grievances.
Waffles. Christmas.
Everything happy. All joy.
Life sucks.
It all sucks.
My back hurts.
I don't have a job. I'm with you, Kevin. I feel your pain.
Oh, no, Kevin.
Poor Kevin, man.
It's the worst.
Anyways.
But that's enough about me.
Yeah, you're playing games.
Yeah.
Playing games. Any video games?
Having fun sometimes.
Having some fun.
Yeah.
I rolled credits on Pikmin 4 this week.
Wow.
Rolled credits in
How
quotes.
long?
It took me like 25 hours to roll credits. Like 25 hours. But I will say that when you roll credits in Pikmin 4, it is really strange because like what everybody was telling me, like everybody was saying like, oh, there's a lot of like post game in this one. It's not even post game. It's basically like the second half of the game.
Oh,
like there's much more game after you roll credits on it, and it's like the game kind of like it's like you go into the third act of the game after the credits roll. It's really weird, really bizarre. And like I don't want to spoil what it is. It's kind of cool and interesting if you're like a longtime Pikmin fan. Like there's an interesting little like plot twist to it, which is kind of neat. But like there's like way more game after like the fake credit roll. It's weird. Yeah. Bowsah in the chat says it's like Animal Crossing credits. Yeah, a little bit. Where like it's like now you can play the game. It's like one of those things. And a lot of the games like challenging, like very challenging content is post credits, I guess. But I was like, I thought I was done, and I'm not.
I take personal offense to this style of game design that Nintendo tends to do. Animal Crossing, people are pointing out in the chat this. I would say even to a certain degree, Super Mario 3D World has like a whole other side to it that is great. And I'm one that like when I quote unquote roll credits, like I'm kind of done for the most part. And I was with Animal Crossing. So I don't know if like I don't even know if I'm going to play Pikmin, by the way, not to take away too much from the conversation. I think I've maybe missed it. And the other side of it might be just that this entire year, whatever game comes out next, I'll play the previous one in that franchise. Sure. That's just what I'll do. Not playing anything new. It's just Starfield this year. Play Mario Galaxy 2 instead of Mario Wonder this year, I guess.
That's fair, I guess. I mean, like, I like the game a lot, but I'm kind of with you where like, I kind of felt like, when the credits roll on a game, it's supposed to feel like a satisfying, like, we did it kind of moment. But this one just is kind of like, okay, but you're not really done, and it becomes clear pretty quickly that like, oh, there's actually much more. And it felt like a weird fake out, especially when I've already spent a considerable amount of time, with the game. So, but I really like the game a lot though, despite all of that. And I'm going to continue playing it, despite all of that. The game that I really want to talk about though is Disney Illusion Island, y'all.
Dude,
it is great. It is so good. I like this one, especially for people who can play this in local co-op with like your kids, your friends, family, loved ones. It is so good. Like it's a Metroidvania, first of all, which I wasn't aware of. I didn't realize that it was. Like, I thought it was just going to be kind of a platformer. It's not. It's a Metroidvania. It's got this big open map. The art is like beautiful. There's fully animated and fully voiced cutscenes that just feel like they
Like
just
a
straight
TV
up.
show.
It just feels like the Mickey Mouse cartoon, like
Love
the
it.
recent cartoon. Even the tone, like, you know how it kind of has like a referential, like funny tone, like the new Mickey Mouse cartoon. It even had like it captures all of that. The music's great. Like it's got that kind of like Disney kind of, you know, whimsical music, like you were talking about, Sean, with Mario. It's great, man. It's like a really great like Mickey Mouse Metroidvania. It's awesome. No, Ryan, Mickey does not at any point say what happened.
What
that
happened?
Doesn't, that doesn't that doesn't happen. But in co-op, there's some nice like accessibility features. Like if you play with, for example, your kids or like a more casual gamer, you can just make them invincible to where they just don't die.
Oh,
And you can just turn that on if you want to. Or if you're playing with like somebody who isn't as good at the actual platforming, they don't make it to where like they can't keep up with you. If you get to a platform that somebody else can't reach, you can just drop a rope down for them and they can just climb up to get to where you are.
oh,
So
nice.
it's like really like considered. It's like a very considerate co-op Metroidvania. It's great.
What's the youngest do you think someone could play, like child-wise?
I mean, I really want to try it with my nephews who are 6 and 7. I think that it would be fine for like them. There are some another thing that they do is like the controls are pretty simple. There's no combat. Like you're not like punching enemies. You're basically just avoiding enemies and jumping over them, and the controls are pretty simple. Like you're just kind of jumping. You've got like a double jump, you've got like a wall jump, you know, sort of thing. So it's not overly complicated. I think that like a 6-7-year-old could probably play it just fine. So yeah, your mileage will vary. Is there a demo? Asked Brian Eck. As far as I know, there's not a demo.
I wish there
Interestingly,
was.
I do too. I think this game could use a demo. And interestingly, it's a Switch exclusive. Like it's nowhere else. It's only on Switch. So, but yeah, it's great. It runs great. Like no frame rate drops at all. Like it's a really great little game, man. I feel like people are going to kind of sleep on it, but you shouldn't. It's really good.
Pat in the chat says, I want to get this game, but I feel like it's a little overpriced. I don't know if I'm going to make a value judgment on it. But it, you know, it doesn't fit into my buy 20 games for $150 kind of plan. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
Got to still work that out.
I'll say the game in US is $39.99. It does have a physical version,
that's not too bad.
which I learned late that it had a physical. I didn't know it had a physical until actually it was Fulia who was like, oh yeah, I'm picking it up physically. I was like, oh snap, I didn't even know it had one. But it's $39.99, so it isn't a full price release. But I will say too, there's quite a lot more meat on the bone than you might be expecting. It's not like a quick little 3-hour thing. Like Justin Masson was saying, he rolled credits at like 8 hours and he didn't 100% it. 100%ing it, you're probably looking at more 10-12 hour range.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of unlockables and yeah.
It has my attention for sure. This might be later on, and it might be a cramming session for, you know, not necessarily game of the year. I don't know if it's up the ranks there. I will say man, I hate that this happens. I should have just ignored everything else and just listened to you or maybe Justin Masson. But like the Open Critic is sitting at 75, and I'm like, that I don't know why
that's so weird to me. Yeah,
I don't know why that turns me away. That shouldn't. 75 is a totally fine score, you know. But like the way you're talking about it sounds a little better than that, I guess. And we're kind of splitting hairs at this point, but
yeah, I mean, like if it were me, if I were tying a number to it, I would have it more in the 80s range personally. But like, I think a lot of people turn their nose up at experiences like this that are kind of more casual. The game is not like overly difficult. This is made for casual gamers, you know, family and stuff like this. It's co-op centric, but it's also like the controls feel great. Like it feels, a lot of the people that worked on Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends made this game. Yeah. So like it has the right pedigree. It feels great to play. Like I have no outstanding complaints. I mean, it's not reinventing the wheel. Like there's nothing like crazy like new here, but like it is a great high quality, super polished, well considered Disney co-op Metroidvania, and I highly recommend it, man. I like it a lot. I was very impressed. I recorded a video for All In that was an hour long, and I had to pry myself away from the video. So I had to force myself to stop playing it. So I'm like 4 hours in. I really like it.
Did you ever play as Donald?
Yes. So Yon32, who did you main in the game? So I felt like when I started the game, I should like try Mickey. Like I was like, it's a Mickey game, right? I should play Mickey. Instantly regretted it because Donald's my favorite. And like Donald's whole like personality and stuff, and like he's kind of the butt of all the jokes in the game too. So another neat thing, whenever you get new abilities, they're represented by like items. So the double jump, like Mickey gets like a jetpack, Minnie gets like a paper airplane, Goofy gets like a hot pepper. And like and the joke is every time you get a new one, Donald is always forgotten. Like they always forget to give Donald one. So he gets it last, and it's always something like detrimental to his health. Like Donald's version of that was like a firecracker, and he's like, wait, don't these explode? You know?
I love it.
And yeah, so Donald is by far my favorite. So yeah, it's great. I really, really like it. And I'm sad that people are kind of sleeping on it, because I think it's a special little game, and I think if you have like kids, it's a no-brainer. It would be a great game for kids. So
I like it.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's good. That's good.
It's on my list, but it's kind of, I'm gonna wait and see if it goes on sale before I buy it. Maybe. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I saw somebody point out like a Black Friday sort of thing.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see it going on sale for Black Friday. Yeah. But
I'm curious because it's Disney. I don't know how often their stuff goes on sale, but anyways, that's kind of my thought on it. But it has been on my list since it was announced. So
it's great. And I'm hoping that this can like sort of open the door for more like really good Disney games like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, like we had that DuckTales show was great. The new DuckTales series. Yeah. I would love a new DuckTales game like in this style. That would make me so happy. So woo. Yeah. Anyways, that's what I've been playing. Should we get to some of these questions? Should we get to some of these? Pin it.
Post show. Can you imagine?
Yeah, answer all the questions are in the post show. Behind the paywall.
Put it behind the paywall. Yep. Thanks for your questions. See on patreon.com/carpoolgaming.
Well, I do feel, because we have like this sort of like a lot of the sort of zeitgeist this week has been about these Switch 2 rumors. Pin that. Let's pin that for a little bit.
Definitely pin it.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to it. Pin it. We've enjoyed this era, if you will, of peace of Switch 2 rumors, and now here we are. But we'll pin that. We'll get to that later. The first question comes to us from Miles of Amanda, none other than Miles of Amanda. She says, Masahiro Sakurai recently posted a video on his YouTube channel about the future of the Super Smash Bros. Franchise, and he mentioned that it's fair to assume that there will be another Smash game at some point. With that being said, who's one character that has never made a Super Smash Bros. Appearance that you think deserves one, and why?
Babar.
Babar for Smash.
Makes no sense.
I have thoughts on this.
I have one.
Go ahead, please.
Luma.
Oh, that's a great answer.
Yeah, Luma's kind of just relegated
hangs
to being
around.
Rosalina's character, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to be its own little.
Yeah.
I want to hear the phrasing that they used in the movie.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. My kids and I were laughing about it, firing up Galaxy 2, and it's just like, oh, if only that was in the game. Like it would make no sense. It doesn't like have much of a place at all. But that's a great answer. I was looking behind you. I don't know why I'm thinking like Brewster. Like Brewster should just like throw coffee in your face. You know,
could you imagine?
Cool.
Enjoy that. Flutters away.
Peace out.
He doesn't even say "coo." He's like,
I don't think he
Brewster for
either.
Smash.
Such a chill character, like such a chill NPC.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just scalding your face. Oh man.
Brewster for Smash.
Yep.
Let's go.
Well, they
We
got
gotta
the Pokemon trainer, but what about like Gengar?
Just straight up.
It's funny
Gengar.
because I was
Yeah.
thinking Gengar when I said Babar, but I chose Babar. Yeah, Gengar. Yeah, because
It's
that's
similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Babar. Oh my gosh.
You know, I was honestly expecting. I think I was talking to Ryan about this recently. I really thought that Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden was gonna come to Smash. Like, I really thought that was happening. Especially like and I don't even mean like the 3D series, like the 2D Ninja Gaiden series. That to me makes perfect sense for Smash. But I'm surprised that didn't get in.
It's funny because there's so many, but I think that there's still so many that people wanted, and then they stopped. And I think there's a good question. We could probably spend a whole episode really on this. Like, the thing is, you don't want to get too many from the same franchise, though. Like, you don't want to go Fire Emblem with everything else.
Right, yeah.
Right, Fire Emblem kind of
too many.
I feel like it was ridiculous early on, and then they just kind of kept going with it. So you don't want to, like, because you could do that with Pokemon. Like, pick your next 20 favorite Pokemon and throw them in there. Like, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
about
Brian
the
Eck
kids?
mentions Geno from Mario RPG, which was one that everybody kind of wanted. I thought that would have been kind of neat, but I think that didn't we get like Geno costumes or something like that? Didn't they do that? So maybe that's close.
I like Miles of Amanda asks the question and then answers it in the chat. Says throw Tingle instead. Like, she was just waiting for us to say Tingle. Like, it wasn't going to happen. So I'm glad none of you brought it up.
or Pinkle, right?
Oh, Pinkle. Yeah, let's put Pinkle in Smash. Let's go. I love that. I can't see. That's a great one. Cereza and her demon. From
That is a
Bayonetta
great
Origins.
one.
That's a great answer. Yeah. Good answer, Steve.
Good answer. Good answer.
I like that a lot.
Ochi,
yeah, Ryu Hayabusa
nice.
would be mine. Ochi's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. We're just reading off what chat's
Yeah,
saying. We're not even giving our
We're
own
not
answers.
even creative. We're just reading your answers now.
Y'all are smarter than us. Y'all should be
yeah.
doing this show.
Skull Kid.
Yeah,
Good one.
again, let me reiterate. Oh my gosh. Why are y'all here? We have no original ideas.
Yeah, we'll just read the chat all night. Yeah, I like a lot of those suggestions. I do think that, like, whenever the exciting thing for me actually when a new Smash game comes out is sort of getting like refreshed versions of some of these ideas. So like, I like the notion that if a new Smash game came out, that we might not just get Olimar again, we might get Ochi or somebody like that, I sort of like that. I liked how Link kind of got refreshed as like Breath of the Wild Link. Like Tears of the Kingdom Link could be their own character, So that'd be kind of cool. But
Bring in all the Mario. Look, I wanted it in Mario Kart. We'll do it in Smash. All the Mario movie Mario characters. Give me Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
I'd be into that.
Or heck, just a Super Smash Bros. Of just all Squishmallows.
That'd be amazing.
Imagine
Super
these little guys
Squishmallow Bros.
fighting each other.
Bring over. I mean, it's one thing to bring over just a bunch of fighting characters from other fighting games, but like bring over all the Clay Fighter characters. Clay Fighter,
snap.
Clay Fighter.
Yeah. What's that? Bad Mr. Frosty. That's
the snowman.
Yeah. Just
Love
Jack
it.
Black. It says Yon.
Yeah, just bring in Jack
Just put
Black.
Jack Black in there. He's like, hey. Yeah, it'd be pretty good.
He's like, what?
He's like, hey.
Hey!
Comes in. Hey, it's me, Jack Black. That's the world's best Jack Black impression. Yeah, it's great. He has a Nacho Libre skin. He's
Yes.
Yeah, be pretty good.
Well,
Anyways.
like, how do you even go about that though? Like, because there could be anybody really. Like, they could put anybody in that game, but you really do have to still be picky at a certain point. Can't just put anybody in it. So we got the cast of characters. I think was very carefully selected, and I think that's really interesting, actually, because like all these are great ideas, but like, yeah, very interesting.
Nicolas Cage.
Put Nicolas Cage in there, definitely.
And basically everything. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, oh my gosh, Cloud is in there. Put Chrono in there. Get a whole bunch of Chrono Trigger. Get Frog or Toad or whatever the hell his name
I'd
is.
rather have Frog actually than Chrono. Yeah, that'd be
Frog
great.
or Toad.
Or Robot. all your favorite
Robo.
characters.
All your favorite characters.
How many more could I get wrong?
My
Lunar.
friends and I used to argue over the pronunciation of this character. I called her Marley, but it's spelled like Marle, and so all my friends called her Marl, but I always called her Marley. And so
we said
fought
Marley
over
too.
it.
My brother is a huge Chrono Trigger fan, and he had his cat is named Marley after what he thought. Like, we think it's Marley, so his cat is Marley. Yeah, so it's Marley.
I agree. Marl. That just doesn't even sound right.
Carl. All your
So
favorites.
Stupid.
Yeah.
All your favorites. Robo, Frog, and Marl.
And Lunar.
And Lunar. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Have we exhausted that
I
question?
think so.
I want Lockless Dog in Smash.
She's eyeing my little
the
dumplings over
dumplings.
here. Yeah.
Well, Jan32 left a question that was really more. It was a question, I guess, but it was also just sort of a relay of information.
Yeah, because I had no idea.
I didn't know this was a thing either. Grimace Shake or Squishmallow McFlurry might be a direct for post-show question. Time for some Happy Meals. There's evidently a Squishmallow McFlurry.
Yeah, I looked at it.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
if you
I don't
click,
know.
we have the link attached.
There's an actual link. Oh my gosh.
There is a link. And I don't know if this is like Canada only. I don't know if this is happening.
Surely it's just Canada, because I had no idea.
I feel like I would have heard about this.
Yeah,
if this
same.
was in the States.
The Grimace Shake was all over the place. Like, they hyped it up before it even came out. And you think, like, I follow Squishmallow on everything, and I had no idea.
Yeah. If you didn't know, then it must have been.
Yeah, then it's not available to me. I don't know if I like that.
Well,
it does not look very appetizing. Just from the picture alone, this does not look that.
Well,
it looks kind of clumpy. And
it has
looks
popping candy in it, and I don't like things that have popping candy in it.
Yeah. I mean, it does kind of just look like a cup of vomit, right? Like,
yeah,
it does.
Yeah,
it does
I think it does.
Yeah, it does sort of look like that. But it says, add some pop to your taste buds with the Squishmallows McFlurry, smooth vanilla soft serve blended with pink popping candy and delicious blueberry flavored syrup. So,
we need Dave Moore on this.
Yeah,
I'm sure that must happen. Yeah.
It's the remains of a Squishmallow Smash Bros game.
Oh my gosh.
It's the stuffing.
Yeah.
It's like the insides.
Yeah,
popping candy.
It looks like flesh. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ew, it does.
Remove their dark heart and put it into a shake. I did try the Grimace Shake. Did either of y'all try that?
No, I haven't tried it.
It was fine. It was like a berry shake. It was kind of boring. It was kind of whatever. I didn't didn't do much for me. Yeah, I was whelmed. Yeah, I wanted to try it for the, it was the cool thing to do, I guess. But yeah. Anyways.
Well, I saw the remains of a Grimace Shake in a parking lot, just splattered across the concrete. I was like, well, it must be terrible because they did not finish their shake.
It looks like someone with an upset stomach tried Pepto-Bismol, but like a little too late.
Oh,
you know? So it came back
like
up.
Sean after Extra Life last year.
It looked like my food poisoning
before Justin came with the Gatorade.
Oh man, yeah, he saved me.
Oh my gosh!
Holy cow!
I've had neither, clearly, but by the looks of it, I would pick the Grimace one.
Yeah,
I think so too. The popping candy, I think I'm with you.
It just throws me off. It's just.
I'll go with Grimace. Yeah, I'll go with the Grimace.
It is weird to think about, like, in both cases, maybe especially the Grimace. Like, how does that even happen? Like, what is it? Like, it's Grimace flavored? Like, is it like the sweat off his back, like, flavored? Like, is that what you want? It's just
purple, like purple drink. It's just purple.
We have a purple character. That one, yeah. Name it after that guy.
It purple. They could have done something more interesting with it. Like, what's the What's that like purple that Japanese purple yam called, like ubo or something like that? You know what I'm talking about?
Not even a
Nope.
little
You
bit.
have no clue what I'm talking about. It's a thing.
I was thinking like purple drink from the Sunny D commercials. Some purple stuff.
Get some purple stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ube, that's what it is. Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. I'm glad somebody knows what I'm
Just get
talking
her on the
about.
show. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
Step on in, Amanda.
Get on
You
in
just
here.
every week just send Amanda a mail
Just send her the
and
link.
see what happens.
let's just send her the link. Like, let's just like
Don't even say
nothing
anything.
else. No, like no invite, no context, no nothing. Just like we'll send the link like 10, 15 minutes before we go live. Let's see what happens.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. And yeah, Pat in the chat too. Ube ice cream.
Pat
like
in the chat.
Pat in the chat, baby.
Pat in the chat.
Chat
Pat in the chat. Pat in the chat.
Pat in the chat. Just a little pat. Oh man,
This is such a stupid show.
we're about to lose Lachlan.
Ube ice cream. What about it?
It's good. It's good.
Get to
I
the
like
plot,
it.
please. Jesus.
Ube ice cream is good, and they should have done that.
I feel like
Okay.
we're
On the
miles
ground.
away
I'm
from
on
the
the
plot.
ground.
Every week we're miles away from the finishing plot here. Every week it gets further and further away.
Every week we stray further from God's light.
Oh my god.
Oh man, this show's good.
Sean's back gave out and he was
You
on the floor
literally
for a bit.
knocked me onto the ground. That was amazing.
Yeah. Pretty
Shouldn't have
good.
done that though, because I'm out of breath getting back up here.
All right.
What's next?
Well,
What are we
there's
doing?
there's a
What are we
question
doing?
from Nagachaka that is directly attacking me. Really.
Yes.
It says,
Read
we
it.
all know how Seth's cat Goblin feels about the Mario cat toy, but how does he feel about the other ones like Kamek and Tanuki Mario? Would it have helped if Seth also sang the song while showing Goblin the new Mario toys? Now, what? Oh, Sean got his food delivery. I just looked back up at the screen and Sean's just holding things.
I got a hot dog.
There you go. Well, so for context, I got some. So they made a new wave of Mario toys. They just. Oh, this is a mistake. They made
both
a new
wrapped.
wave. They're both wrapped. both the Wii remote and Sean's hot dog are wrapped for audio listeners.
Oh man, this is a real podcast that we make.
This is a real podcast, man. They made some new Mario toys, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
unboxed them,
Yes,
and I showed them to my cat, and he was not impressed. And I mentioned mistakenly, because I was able to find, there was 4 new figures. There is this one here. I guess I'll show my physical a bit early. There's Kamek. We had Kamek here. Sean's showing his. There's the hot dog. Okay. Nothing on that hot dog, huh? Just plain?
There really is. It's not showing up on the camera very well,
Is
but
there
there's
ketchup?
ketchup and mustard on the hot
okay.
dog. Yeah, it's not really
Well, I'm
showing
from
up.
Chicago. We don't do ketchup on the hot dog there. That
What?
doesn't happen there. No ketchup on the hot dog. Don't do that in Chicago. So there's Kamek. There's Cat Mario from Mario 3D World / the Mario movie, as all of these are. And I also got my favorite one, Tanuki Mario,
My
Which-
favorite. So
which is
cute.
like, I just love posing him with his hands out on the side, like so good.
T-pose.
T-pose. There's also a there's also a Peach in her Mario Kart outfit as well, that I was not able to find, and I mentioned in the video, and I was like, I'm not going to sing the Peaches song, and now that's what everybody's giving me grief
Thinking.
about.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they also had like a question mark block like accessory. There's a Tanuki leaf accessory.
Yep.
So, you know, kind of neat. I like them. And yeah, that's what we're at. I did show Goblin the other ones. He doesn't care, and I don't think he would care if I sang the song either. So he doesn't care about a lot of things. He really just cares about food. That's like his food above everything. He would choose a bowl of food over me any day of the week. So yeah, that's about it.
Dang.
Yeah, that's about it. Anyways, want to talk about do you want to talk about Switch 2?
We could pin it.
Before you get into that, I
Mhm.
went to Target today, and they also did not have Peach. I've never
No
seen
Peach?
the previous version either. I've only
Me
seen.
either. What's up with that?
I've seen the medium-sized version of her with the bike,
Right.
but I've not seen like the large, like my Luigi. Like I haven't
Right.
seen this version of her with her dress. I never saw that one. And then I looked today, and I also have. So I'll show my physical early, I guess. I've got little Tanuki
Let's
Mario
go.
now, with the same little,
No, Tanuki leaf.
Tanuki leaf.
Yep.
Which I mean,
Let's
like,
go.
what are you gonna do with this?
Yeah, he can't like hold it. Like,
yeah,
what do you do with it?
you think he would be able to hold it? I guess no, he can't. He can't hold it. It's on the
No.
floor now. It's lost.
You just leave it loose. Like, why not put a little stand or something like that? The Peach Mario Kart one has the blue shell with it.
Yeah.
And it's just sitting there. Like, what do you do with it, man?
At least the block is like large, so you can't really lose it. Maybe you can sit one of the characters
Just
on that,
kinda
or
sit
stand
there.
on it or something. But yeah, it was between this one and was the other one the Cat Mario one?
Cat
right?
Mario.
Yeah, it was between those two. But I watched your
Yeah.
video, and I remember you saying that it's almost translucent for the cat one.
Yeah.
And so
You
I
can't really
picked
tell.
Tanuki over the two.
You can't really tell, but like in the light, you can definitely kind of like see through the head. of
Is it
Cat
probably
Mario.
because it's a lighter color?
I think that probably has something to do with it.
Cat
But-
Mario kind of looks like he has back abs. Can you show me that again? It kind of
So he's
It's
got
he's kind of
striped.
jacked.
It's
he's got
stripes.
stripes on the fur on the back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's stripes.
Stripes on the fur.
Oh
My luck, Lip.
gosh.
How many
My luck,
episodes
Lip.
did we make? How many did you get,
We
Locke?
made it pretty far.
Okay.
It was a
Luigi was
good
the
run.
only large character I got, so I didn't have a Mario, so that's why I picked up.
I
a
was
little
just surprised
Tanuki
that
one.
they were doing another wave of these. Like I thought
Yeah.
they were just kind of done. I'm hoping I would love because I've got they did that big old Bowser. I would love to see Donkey Kong in that scale. Especially now that we have Cat Mario, I'd love to like have them, against each other. But anyways, that's my hope.
Yes,
and then
go,
yeah,
to,
Kamek.
go to your Targets, y'all. That's where I got mine from.
Yeah, I'm sure it's at other
Kamek
retailers,
rules,
too.
dude. That is so good.
It looks great, but it's
Doesn't move
lighter
very
than
much.
you think, and there's like no articulation at all. It's basically just a little statue.
Just like me.
But
you just
but it
like
looks great.
hunchback.
It's like
Barely
shot with
move.
his back today.
Mhm.
Eating hot dogs. You even have the blue Kamek hoodie on.
Yeah.
That's it. You're basically there. I love it. So, anyways, yeah, go to your local Target, pick yourself up some new Mario toys.
And
Treat yourself.
I still think it's worth $20, even though the Tanuki
Totally.
leaf is kind of like all the movement that he has. Mine, I popped it out of the box, so I guess I didn't want to use that
with so
Aggressive.
much
phrasing.
rigor.
Yeah,
So
aggressive.
aggressive.
Yes, aggressive. That his tail popped off, but I reattached it, so we're fine.
Good.
So
Uh-huh.
I guess the tail can come off too. I don't know.
Oh, good to know.
Can I say too, like, I don't know what it is about the plastic they use for like the plastic that holds them in the box. It is like the loudest plastic
Yes.
I have ever encountered. Do not open these if you have like a loved one trying to sleep or something. Like I'm telling you, they are so loud.
Very.
I don't know
Very
what it is.
loud. Very
Loss prevention.
difficult.
You can't steal it in the store.
That's
They
true.
really it takes a lot of effort to like get them out of there. So yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah. But they're great. They're like $20. They're great, like high quality. I really
The eyes
I've
follow
enjoyed them
you.
all. Yeah, they have those
Oh,
creepy
what?
realistic eyes. Yeah.
Oh no.
They're like glass almost. And so no matter what angle, it looks like he's looking at you.
Yeah.
I don't know how I
Strange.
feel about that. I don't think I needed that feature.
They like highlight it as a feature on the box. It's like one
Oh
of
yeah,
their
they're
things.
very proud of it.
Yeah.
Mario watches you while you sleep, no matter where you are in the room. No
It's
thanks.
sleep watching action. Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, that also happened.
Anyways,
So anyways. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about the Switch 2, I
okay.
guess.
All right.
So there was a report from VGC earlier this week. We don't normally talk about this kind of stuff, but it's like we got so many questions from the community. It's like what a lot of people are kind of talking about this week that we felt like we had to just kind of chat about this a little bit tonight. And this report from VGC, they say that some of their sources are kind of talking about that developers and publishers have like early units for Switch 2 in their hands already, development units. They report on certain details that apparently is going to remain like a console handheld. It's going to be portable still, so like it's going to retain that, that same kind of like Switch form factor, assumedly. It's still going to be like a console handheld thing. It's going to have a cartridge slot. Although they don't say that they don't think they know that it has backwards compatibility, but they did say that it's not going to have an OLED screen. It's going to have a normal LED screen to keep costs down, and they are predicting that the second half of 2024 is when it's going to come out. So that's kind of the report from VGC that everybody's freaking out about this week. So this is where we're at.
Feels like 2022 all over again, and 2021
back up, baby.
all over again. 2020. Next year is going to be the year for sure. I don't want to be such a Debbie Downer about it because I love hype and I love the idea of like, let's get excited about the new thing. But it's like, man, we've been around this corner a couple times before. So it's tough to do it again, even if this is, I feel like just the way the time works, this is the most likely to be more accurate than the last ones, which obviously were not accurate. So
yeah,
I don't know what else to really make of it other than like, time frame. Like it's not connected to a Zelda game, which I would have thought 1,000% the sequel to Tears of the Kingdom, to Breath of the Wild would have been paired up with a new Switch hardware. Looks like we're getting a Mario game, so maybe there's another Mario game coming around with this too. Like that, I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Is like the excitement for a new Switch is like it's only like the thing itself, but what games are coming with it? Like why do we want the new hardware? Like that's where I'll start to get excited. Is maybe it is a new 3D Mario game. Maybe that's when we get Metroid Prime 4. Like those kinds of things. It has to be more than just the system itself, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought up the game, Sean, because we did specifically get a question in relation to the games. So that's a great segue from thank you, ScheiGuy. If we can sort of plot out the theoretical launch of this new thing, what are 3 games the Nintendo Drive crew want to see launch with the next Switch? Side note, the Nintendo Let's Go could be the name of the next Switch.
Yes.
Will I pick it up and play on the go? Maybe. Let's go. Maybe I'll stay home and play on my TV instead.
Let's go.
Carpool gaming better get the copywriters busy.
Yeah.
Listen, that is the best name, and it must be that. And if it is, I will be deceased, probably.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Nintendo, let's go. That'd be great. Three launch titles. Actually, Sean, you mentioned Metroid Prime 4.
Yep.
That's totally the first game my head went to. Like, launch this thing with Prime 4. What I'm going to be curious about is like the form this takes, if it's backwards compatible, if it's positioned as like an iteration, like a more powerful Switch, or if it is a brand new thing that is just Switch backwards compatible. That's kind of where I'm like struggling with it. I don't know how either one of those things fit perfectly into it. I don't know, like if I were thinking about this a year ago, I would have said, oh, well, it's going to be basically Switch Pro. It's going to be like a slightly, higher horsepower, improved Joy-Con, 4K, whatever. But now that we're further along, it kind of makes sense to move into something new that is just backwards compatible.
Agreed.
So
this is a 3DS. This is DS to 3DS in my mind. I think that's like the simplest way to think about it, and I think that makes sense for a lot of people. Like, you can still put your DS games in there and they still play, still has that like, the portability and the 2 screens and everything still really works. So I feel like that's, I don't know if it needs to be any more complicated than that, but the 3DS was quite a bit more powerful than the DS. So it allowed you to play significantly better looking and bigger games. So I would be very happy with that kind of jump, if that makes sense. Like I'd be good with that. Yeah, I don't know. Like you're right. Like a couple of years ago, I would have been maybe just looking for a more steady performance, but I think I might be. How do I say that? Like I don't know if I would actually be disappointed with anything unless it's not backwards compatible. There's no continuity between the two. That's really the only thing that would make me go like, I'm kind of not sure about this. But so long as it can play, that my library can come over, I'm kind of good with whatever they do, honestly.
Yeah. Well, the 3DS is such a great point of order, I think, Sean, because the reason that the 3DS failed at launch, and it was a failure, had like give away some free games as like a make good when they did a price drop on it. It was a failure at launch because it launched too expensive and it didn't have any games. Like it had like basically no good, exclusive games at launch. Very, very few. And I think that is going to be like where the rubber meets the road for this thing. If it is something new, if it is like the 3DS to the Switch's DS, it needs to launch at the right price and it needs to launch with good exclusive games like a Metroid Prime 4, So, but at the same time with Prime 4, it's like, are you burning that old audience? The same reason where you look at like Xbox and PlayStation land, and like God of War and Horizon are still on PS4, and so like, is that holding back the next thing if they're trying to develop for both? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of like pros and cons. So yeah, Steel Diver on Switch. Let's go.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. Like, how dare you talk so poorly about Steel Diver? Oh my goodness. I don't know, man. I think there's something to be said about Nintendo's ability to straddle consoles, at least for a little while. They don't do it nearly as long as Xbox and PlayStation, but you like Zelda is the game. With Twilight Princess and Breath of the Wild, like these things have happened before. And I think that now they might be more incentivized to do it more than ever, with so many Switches out there. It'd be actually I would be shocked if they didn't do that. Whatever the launch game is going to be, and I imagine it's going to be something top tier first party. Like that's kind of why. That's where I get way more excited about whatever's coming next. It's like, what does it usher in? And if we're excited about Mario Wonder this year, like what is next? Like, is it another, I don't even want to say Odyssey 2, but like maybe the next 3D Mario? Could we have 2 Mario years in a row? I think that'd be very exciting. So maybe that's one I'll throw into the mix here of games I would want to launch is, throw in a Mario game to launch a Nintendo system. Like, I feel like we've kind of gotten away from that thought because I don't know. I don't even know why, but Nintendo systems should launch with Zelda or Mario. I feel like maybe that's boring to say, but like GameCube launched with Luigi's Mansion, and I know people love Luigi's Mansion, but like that's not the way you launch a console. I don't think. Yeah,
it's not the same.
Sorry for Luigi's Mansion fans out there, but.
I love Luigi's Mansion also, but it's not the same. And maybe we can bring you in here, Lachlan, because the chat's talking about Animal Crossing. I think that actually makes perfect sense.
Well, the only thing is, I for some reason I can see the next gen being 2 games. Like you have a choice between 2 games. Hit the Animal Crossing because there's a lot more female gamers because of the game. There's a lot more females with Switches in general because of Animal Crossing. A lot more cozy gaming content because of that reason. So you want those players to come back to the next thing, and Animal Crossing would be the best game to do that with. And then those that maybe don't play Animal Crossing, give them something else. So I could see it being 2 different games to hit 2 different audiences and selling way more consoles that way.
You can just look at the titles on Switch that are tens of millions of copies sold and go, just do that at launch. Animal Crossing, Mario Kart. Like, what if it, like, can you imagine a first year of next Switch hardware where you like finally you get Mario Kart? Maybe you call it Mario Kart 10 if you're counting Tour as 9. Like, what if it launched with a new Animal Crossing and Mario Kart game? 100 million sold in a year. Like, it would just be, that'd be almost like too much.
That's the thing, man, is like it does need to, because I love Prime 4. Prime 4 would be huge. It needs to have something that hits like that. It needs to have that A tier franchise, Metroid isn't it. As much as I love it, Metroid's not it. It is for
I feel like
hardcore
it's
fans.
if it were to launch, say in like March or April, like Metroid would be like July. Kind of like put Metroid Prime 4 the same spot as Pikmin 4, which has, as it turns out, done very, very well compared to other Pikmin games. So yeah, I agree with you. But at the same time, I could see it being a great second pickup for the new Switch. And I don't know that I would have said launch with a Zelda game at the start of the Switch. I don't know if I would have thought, because you have to remember before Breath of the Wild, like Zelda games sold well, but they didn't sell like Mario Kart. You know, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are really kind of breaking new ground on this. And it has opened, I think, a lot of people's minds to what you can slot in alongside a console launch. It doesn't have to be something as massive as Animal Crossing or Mario Kart. It can be something a little bit more for like the hardcore gamers, you know, and get them buying in on a Switch. But I don't know if it's weird because you're not coming off of a Wii U situation again. Like you don't have to prove anything. You really just have to not screw up. It's a Wii coming into the next generation. It's a Switch coming to the next generation. So it's just like, don't mess it up. It's not reversing any sort of trends. In fact, that would be the worst thing ever, is if they were to totally change course. So I think that that's all they have to do is just show it's more of the same, but with more power, I guess, and bigger, better game. I don't know. It's so weird in Nintendo. We don't have the same expectations here as we do with Xbox and PlayStation. Just keep giving us good games.
Yeah, certainly not. Well, I think too that Nintendo is like, they're at this strange point where like they're still releasing a ton of games. We all came into that last Direct not thinking that it was going to be what it was, right? So there's still a lot of stuff coming, and so like for me, it feels like they're really kind of firing on all cylinders, and you have to wonder, Lockleth, nobody knows this better than you. Like, you have to Super Mario Wonder. Nobody knows this better than you, Lockleth. They have been floundering with Animal Crossing support, like just not supporting it since like Happy Home Paradise came out. What, a year and a half, 2 years ago at this point?
2021 is when it came out. It was like fall.
What are they doing? They got to be doing something. That team has to be making something, right? So, like, if this launches in the second half of 2024, if this report is true, then it's not the craziest thing in the world to think that a new Animal Crossing game might be ready to go for that. And that is now, to your point, Sean, that series would not have been considered an A-tier franchise before New Horizons at all. Yeah. You know,
it came out in such a great time too. That is definitely part of it. But because of the success of that, I don't think they can look over that fact that there are way more gamers, way more Switch owners looking and wanting that next Animal Crossing game who would off the bat buy the next system with the game if it came with it. It would be a no-brainer, especially for me. And if they do the same way that they do the Switches now, which I hope is not the case, but we'll see, then I might even buy more than one system again. Like, that's just how I am.
They gotcha.
They do.
I can't. You're saying like if they don't just fix like the save file situation?
I'm saying they should fix it, Sean, but if they don't, they've got me. I'm sorry. I am part of the problem.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. Yeah. I saw Seth was talking about Pokemon in the Discord earlier this week.
Oh, don't get me
don't
started.
Get
it's
on
the
that.
same thing. It's the same. My gosh, you know.
Don't get me started on that. Well, I saw JB mentioned earlier like the Princess Peach game, and you know they have a lot of these kind of like smaller things percolating too, and like Nintendo has been no stranger to just like, we'll remake or remaster something, and like that'll keep you happy for a little bit too. So I think we could see something like that.
Luigi's Mansion is coming. There you go. Dark Moon.
Luigi's Mansion 2. They're just remaking that. You know what I mean? Like, so I think we'll see like that kind of stuff, but I do think it needs to launch with something big. New 3D Mario, Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, Metroid Prime 4, like something of that caliber. I think it needs to launch with, and I think the price needs to be right. I think that's a huge like thing that Nintendo has had going for them, is they've always managed to keep their price down. And yes, their stuff is underpowered, but they've also managed to stay ahead of the curve of production costs and like limitations and things that Sony and Microsoft both bumped up against this generation. Switches were on shelves when PS5s and Xboxes weren't, you know?
I saw a Tears of the Kingdom OLED at Target today. I almost bought it.
Oh, wow.
You almost bought it.
I have a sickness.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, and that actually, maybe that gives us a segue into this question from Quagmire. With the rumored Switch 2 only having an LCD screen and other concessions to keep the price down, do you think that will hamper sales as customers are used to higher quality OLED SKUs released only 2 years ago?
Nope.
Do you think that's where I'm
not
at.
even, and it makes me sad to say it. Like, people don't care about this stuff, you know, like most
do.
people, I mean, we kind of do, but like we are the ones who will buy whatever they put out next. And if your game can only if a game doesn't even save at all, you'll buy 5 more. Like, let's just not even have save features on it. You just got to keep that thing plugged in. Then if it turns off, it's like an arcade machine and all the score is reset.
Let's buy 20 million busted Pokemon.
Or battery packs and everything, whatever you want.
I've got 3 Nintendo accounts. I'm ready to use them on the next.
Oh man, but that is like I'm being hyperbolic to really show the point. Like, this thing could have a Game Boy screen. I think it would sell like millions of units. You know, it is a bummer, but it's totally understandable. And also, it allows them to upgrade it later. Like, it allows them to just you'll expect the XL version. You know, the OLED is the 3DS XL that we knew we were going to get. It was the DS XL. Like, we've been down this road 1,000 times before, you guys. So
yeah.
Locklith is itching to make Locklith 4 a reality.
Listen, I'm going to prevent that as long as possible, but you never know. I might have a Locklith 4. I do prefer, I mean, I actually do prefer my OLED just because of how bright the screen is. Like, comparing it with my Animal Crossing Switch, it's just...
Oh, it's night and day.
It's so much nicer, but at the same time, if the next thing is released on an LCD screen just to keep the costs down, like, I don't know. I can't be upset about it because it is nice to have lesser pricing on these things.
Big time.
I can have more than one.
Oh my gosh. Look at her eyes, dude. Just like multiple.
More than one.
For my 3 Switches, it's like the cost of a PlayStation almost.
Yeah. It won't hamper sales whatsoever.
No.
Yeah. I think that like that kind of stuff matters to, it's like a premium thing. Like, the OLED is positioned as like a premium product for people who want that sort of thing, but there's still people buying standard Switches.
I kind of wish they would. What if they did both at the same time? What if they had kind of like, I don't know that we've seen that as a launch in quite some time, but they did it with the Wii U. You know, it worked for the Wii U. They had a Pro model. They had a 32 gigabyte and an 8 gigabyte model, the white and the black ones. But I don't remember for 3DS. I think it was just a straight, just a regular 3DS. Like, I don't think that there was any other SKUs available.
Yeah.
But I could see this being a thing, like where, you know, maybe you just get whatever you can get your hands on. You get an OLED or an LCD. I think that would be an option people would be okay with, and especially if it was priced in a way where you go, well, for whatever, $75 more, $100 more, or something. Like, people would. It's like the medium fries kind of thing, where you just go, okay, well, if the LCD screen is whatever, $399, and the OLED is $499. I'm making up numbers. I feel like so many people, like even listening to this podcast, would go, yeah, give me the OLED for $499. Like, that's pricey. That's a lot of money. But I'm already at like, you had me at $399. What's another $100? You know, like, which is, it's a lot of money, and like $100 is nothing to scoff at. But like, that's the mindset of somebody buying a console on day one.
Well, Yon32 in the chat makes that point. Like, that's for someone that plays primarily docked, the OLED is just an additional expense for them. But like me, I play mainly handheld, so the OLED is kind of nicer for me. So yeah, it's true. It's like, depends on how much you play on the TV, because then an OLED won't matter, because as long as you got a good TV, then there you go.
That's what I was saying. From the moment they announced it to the moment I ended up deciding to buy one, I was like, I don't need an OLED. I play on TV all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it wasn't until I brought it up to my wife, and I'm like, well, there's a new Switch coming out, and she's like, you should trade it in so that if because we had a day one Switch, she's like, trade it in just in case that one like dies, 6 months later. You might as well get some value out of it. So like from that perspective, I'm like, that makes sense. But yeah, I barely ever see that screen. Like it's when I'm on flights, I guess, and the kickstand is great. Like that's something that they can't go back to. You can't go back to the old kickstand. So
that old kickstand is just...
It's something else, man. It's pretty brutal.
It's why? Such a thin piece. Anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Yon 32. Maybe Sean gets his OLED Switch to Lite. That's what I want. I want an OLED screen on a Switch Lite, kind of based on a console. That would be excellent. Amazing that Kato's in the chat. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Console Kato in the chat, youtube.com/console Kato. Her and I were doing this show together when they announced the OLED, and I was like, absolutely not. Like, I can't believe they did this to us because we thought we were getting a 4K Switch at any moment. We got that email and we got the news went out, and I'm like, it's just a screen. It's the same. They really did it. Oh my goodness gracious. So I said I wasn't going to do it. I got it anyway, so just goes to show where my values and principles are at.
This is where
Still
we're all at.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, this is where we all are as Nintendo fans.
I know.
That's how it is. I really like what Xbox does, like the Series S and X. Like I like having, one version that is like kind of this is my cheap one that I can kind of get, and it's like easily recommendable. And then having like the more premium, expensive one on the shelf next to each other.
Well, doesn't PlayStation do the same thing with digital versus physical? Like you can pay less for if you just do digital.
Yeah, I would do all of that stuff if I were them. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. There's a question from Antics. Who says, with the next system looming on the horizon, how do you think everyone's Nintendo accounts will be handled going forward? Will we be able to transfer all our digital games forward and back between Switch and Switch 2? Immediate access to the retro games library, depending on which tier you're subscribed to? Profile icons purchased? Or will they pull in Nintendo and do another clean slate wipe for the new system, starting from scratch all over again?
I really hope that it transfers, because like all those profile icons, like wouldn't it be nice like day one you have like your favorites, you can make like fresh ones based off of ones you've purchased because of all the games you've played, being able to play the games you already bought digitally on the new system, like right off the bat alongside of whatever game came with the system. And I don't want my freaking 3 Locklet accounts to go to waste.
I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if they do that. And actually, Furukawa recently has talked about wanting to make sure that the 100 million plus Switch install base is able to carry those accounts forward to the successor. Like they've literally said that recently.
Yeah, so I hope they keep at that for sure, because that's with the whole like eShop going away from the DS and all that, and it's just, please learn moving forward, please, because we'll buy the system.
It can't be for nothing.
Yeah.
You guys are so like, you're probably being more realistic than me on this, but like, because you're like, I hope they do. And what I'm hearing when you say that is like, I'll buy it anyways, and like that'll suck if they don't, and like, but whatever, it's Nintendo, and I love Nintendo and smooches.
Sean, if they don't do it, what are we gonna do? Just stop buying from Nintendo? Are we just gonna go that hardcore? Then there's no Nintendo Drive. Like, do you want that?
Maybe that's what I gotta say. Maybe I just gotta go, look, if it doesn't carry over, maybe I'm just done with this.
All right,
podcast.
Amanda, are you free next week to be on the show?
Come on in, Amanda. Amanda and Kato. We can bring the whole crew over here.
Them both back. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome, actually. Kato, Amanda. I'll get everybody in here. It'll be like a clown car. We just all pile on in.
just all piled in. Yeah,
the chaos.
Look, I feel like I've said harsh things like this before, like where I draw a line in the sand and then I just step over it and I just kind of, swish it out and get rid of it. But like that, it would be brutal if all these games that we buy and all this progress and everything, like if it just like is left behind. And as somebody who just fired up the Wii U, like it is so strange to go over there and look at like that account and all the things that are just there. It's like a time capsule. And I'm like, I don't know, that would be a huge mistake. And I don't know, people are going to like, if that becomes a thing and I'm still on the show, people are going to stop listening because I'm going to be so angry about it. Like until I end up buying it and find like some reason to go like, well, they did whatever. They do something that makes up for it. But it's kind of unforgivable to me at this point. Like it's, I don't know, you guys. Not good.
I won't be happy about it. I will definitely not be happy about it, but I know myself that I'm going to buy it anyways.
Like, what could they do anything that would make you go, okay, Nintendo, I'm done? Like, is there anything?
They would have to say something like, they would have to like announce something like completely not with my values.
Like
I don't know.
And I asked, that's just it. And I guess that's the question that a lot of us could or should maybe ask ourselves, like, what could Nintendo do to make us like turn our backs on them? Which is amazing to think about. Again, I just plugged in the Wii U and you couldn't find a Nintendo fan if you like looked them up. Like there's just nobody like Nintendo 7 years ago. And here we are, Switch, and they can do whatever they want. And then they just keep getting away with it,
I think for me, like I know I speak from a place of privilege, in which case I will probably have the means to buy it regardless of how it comes to fruition. But at the same time, I can be upset for those that can't afford it or whatever the case may be. I don't know.
They just got to earn it. They got to earn the purchase.
Well, then there's got to be something, because there's always something that makes it worth it. So like with the Switch, for instance, being able to play on the TV and then play handheld, whatever I want, made it worth it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I started out with the Switch Lite, yes, but once I had the means to get the Animal Crossing Switch, I went for it and I did not regret it, even though I had to, have a new account or whatever.
I think that they're in such a different position now than they've ever been. I think that in many ways they have there's a lot to gain from them doing the clean slate or whatever, forcing us to buy all new stuff. There's a lot to gain. I think there's even more to lose by not doing it. I think that Sean's like me.
You're gonna lose me.
Yeah. I think that they don't want a repeat of what happened with Wii U, where with the Nintendo Wii they were on top of the world. Like they were, and then the Wii U, they thought on paper that should have been a success. It's a neat idea. We're launching with the 2D Mario game. It even carries forward the name. It's Wii U. That won't be confusing, right? They were wrong, but like they thought that was all being set up. I don't think they're going to repeat that again. Like I think that they're very business conscious now. I think that they would lose more than they would gain by doing that. If I'm looking at it just from a business perspective, I think that they would be stupid to do the clean slate. I don't think they will. So I don't know. But
the name thing is an interesting one. Like, and I don't remember if there was a question about this.
There is.
Well, go ahead and we'll jump into it. Yeah.
Sure. Neon Tiger, if y'all ran Nintendo, I appreciate that shout out. What would you name the next Nintendo system? Only wrong answers, please. And then they also asked which game would you like to launch with the new system, which I think we already sort of answered. But yeah, we can throw out some wrong names. But what were you saying, Sean, about naming the
new Nintendo thing? Switch is the obvious wrong answer. Well, I was thinking about like you mentioned like the name kind of carried over from the Wii to Wii U, that kind of thing. Nintendo Entertainment System to Super Nintendo Entertainment System wasn't all that different either. It was just like the adjective was like ahead of it. It's like, it's even better. It's super. And then every game that was such a good time. I don't know. I think that still kind of makes sense. Like I don't want the Wii U naming convention to ruin everything. Like, I don't think that was in and of itself the thing that ruined it. And I only bring up the Nintendo Entertainment System to the Super Nintendo to say, like, this can be done. It has been done before, where the bulk of the name can carry over, and it actually works out very well. So I guess just as a base, I do expect the Switch name to be in there. But if we're not gonna call it, if we're gonna come up with wrong names, maybe it's not in there at all. But that is what my expectation is.
Everybody 1-2 Switch.
Switch.
Everybody 2 Switch.
Yeah, everybody 2 Switch.
2 Switch. I agree, and I think that yeah, I mean, like, I think that it's such a different situation, if they call it like the Switch 2, like, maybe that is something that they can adapt, from, like, maybe they can adopt, like, the PlayStation. It's clear cut, man.
Yeah,
it's PlayStation 2, 3, 4, 5, portable, like, very simple. And maybe that is the way to go. Like, maybe that is, like, just the best. You could not be more straightforward than that, but I keep going back to that 3DS comparison that you made, where, like, that is retaining the DS name, but it's also illustrating that it's something entirely new, Adam K, Nintendo Switch D4, that's gonna be it.
Nailed it. Yeah. The Ultra, bring the Ultra name in there. Wasn't the 64 supposed to be like the Ultra 64?
Yeah.
So it went from Super to Ultra. Look, anytime that we say what we legitimately think the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be called, that is a wrong answer, because that's just how Nintendo predictions go. So we can be certain, we can think it makes sense. It's wrong answers only, so it totally counts, I would say.
I still agree with John's Nintendo Let's Go.
Let's go.
Switch
I
U.
love that one.
Can you imagine? Dude, the balls on Nintendo if they called it the Switch
If they just
U.
did that again.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. I'd be all that. I'd buy 2.
Yeah.
The NX, the Switch NX.
I'd respect it, I would like it if they actually, like, leaned into project names, like Dolphin and Cafe and stuff like that. Yeah, it'd be fun. The Nintendo Revolution, bring that back. Just call it that.
I love it. Yes.
Remember that? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
It can't not be Switch, though. Like, I'm racking my brain. It cannot not be Switch. Like that. It's so perfect. And all of the marketing that goes along with it, the snap noise, everything, like, it's perfect. From that moment, remember the first commercial we ever saw, like Kern on the rooftop? Like, it was perfect from the start. I've never seen anything like it.
Got it in one. Yeah.
Totally nailed it.
Made sense.
we switch you.
Well,
we will switch you, Drew.
We will switch you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There also another, I think, difference with Switch, and we can, a lot of people, we like to look back at Nintendo's history and stuff like this, but another point of difference with this is, like, there is not a single person out there that I have not met a single person that is not happy with where we are on the Switch. Like, the complaints are, oh, I wish it were more powerful. Oh, I wish the Joy-Cons were better. But the actual idea of the Switch is, like, the perfect ultimate, like, gaming experience, to the point where now everybody else is saying me too and doing, like, better versions of it. And I think that's another thing they're going to have to contend with, is now you do have that, like, Rogue Ally and the, Steam Deck and stuff like that out there. But I think the best thing they could do is just say Switch 2, because everybody is not, like Kato says in the chat, people are still not ready to move on yet. Like, I think that they would be smart to just stay the course, So, yeah.
They've had some pretty wild naming conventions in the past, though. The XL, the new, the U. Like, there's ways not to do it, I guess, to the point of the question.
True.
There's definitely ones that, like, oof, that's not it, you guys. So let's go back to Super Switch. That's what I want.
I want to be at that round table when they initially thought of me, MII. Who thought of this? Which then turned into Wii and all the other things too.
That reminds me, for the games that I want to launch alongside new Switch, Street Pass. Doesn't really count as a game, but that would be incredible. Like, that would get people so fired. Like, because I wonder if it's like nostalgic at this point. Like I wonder about the kids who got like their first Nintendo console thing was a
Totally.
3DS, and they had Street Pass, and I don't know, that'd be really interesting. I'd love for them to bring that back.
I mean, kids are kind of have a little bit of that with Pokemon Go. Like you can kind of interact with people in the wild if you've got a device that plays Pokemon Go. So like it's nothing too far than what kids kind of already see. So if you brought that back on like the new like Switch, I'd be
what
down.
if you could play Pokemon Go on like what if there's some sort of either the game itself or some sort of companion game on your Switch? Like I would love that. I would love to be able to like go for a walk and do the thing out there and then come home and just be like on my Switch and do something else. I don't know, like maybe it's just a better way to interact with the game. I feel like there's still so much potential with Pokemon Go, and it makes a couple bucks, every other day or so.
It does okay.
They could do more with it.
Honestly, I actually utilized the step counter on the DS.
It's motivating. It's like here's a bunch of good. You did good last week. Like you walked a lot. Here's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I love that. Should probably fire that up. Hang on, let me see if I've been doing some walking.
If there's anything that we know about Nintendo is that there's a lot they could do.
They could do. That's true. That's true. It's a good place to be in for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot they could do. But anyways, we've gone long tonight, but I've appreciated the chat. I feel like even though I get sick of the like chatter about this, like you said, Sean, I've been talking about this for like years, literally years. Especially people who have been covering Nintendo for a long time. This tired thing comes around a lot, but whatever it is, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to some concrete data,
Oh, got an egg to hatch there?
I got an egg, and I don't remember. I have 3 webcams on top of my monitor. I don't know which one to point this at.
Camera 1, camera 2.
Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1.
My 3 switches is too much.
These are very cheap webcams.
I know. That's not the same. It's not the same.
I got a Frillish.
I was like, what are you talking about? A Frillish.
A what?
Is anything like a Drellesh?
I thought you called yourself the Trillist, and I was like, what?
I'm the Trillis.
Yeah.
It's a new word.
I was like, that's a word I haven't heard in a long time.
Please send us home, Lockleith. Please.
Yes.
I'll send us home by asking Sean, because I showed my physical earlier in the show. I'll show it here at the end. Got my little Tanuki Mario.
Twins. Tanuki twins. Let's go.
Gotta do the T-pose, I guess. That's the thing, isn't it?
I've got him like kind of posed like with the leg kicked up and like the hands on the side. He can stand really like that too. Yeah, it's great.
Sean is jealous.
What a moment in that.
Sean is jealous of the eyes that will follow us as it sits on our desks. But Sean, where can people find you on the interwebs? What Nintendo code are we using tonight?
Oh man, I should have my Wii U, my Nintendo Network code all ready to go.
Nintendo ID.
Is the website x.com? Does that work right now? Twitch.com/Sean Capri. Sean like Connor, Capri like the pants. I think that's all I'm gonna do this week. I'm overwhelmed by all of the friend invites on Nintendo Switch Online.
They're coming in.
I've been getting at least a couple a week, and it's kind of amazing, actually. So the fact that we read them out at the end of every show, and I don't know why I wasn't expecting the end of the show to happen. Like I should just know this is a thing. But I was able to delay long enough to say that you can add me on Nintendo Switch. Friend code SW687902366588. Add me. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm just kidding. I just needed a second to pull it up on the Discord. And if you don't want to like rewind the podcast and hear me say this, we have all of our friend codes in the friend code Discord channel, and it's pinned for all of our Carpool Gaming hosts. So there you go.
Yep. We pin it. We
pin it.
Can I say too, it means that that all of these people get to the end of the show.
That's good call.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's nuts, right?
So just a little something, just a little taste at the end of the show. If you stay here long enough, you can add us on one of our accounts if you have multiples.
Well,
Seth.
one of us does. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter or X at $2 Hero. My Switch friend code is SW411280613454, and I am not overwhelmed one bit. Thank you very much.
I'm just whelmed, so I'm going to share mine as well. But you can find me on Twitter or X at LocklithTWT. Should it be Locklith X then? Should it change?
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Oh,
Locklith,
nice. Yeah,
like
that's
Jason
great.
X.
Mhm. Jason X, exactly.
I'll have to see if it's available. Or you can find me on Threads at Locklith because I do have that. It's basically the same content. Or you can find me here at Locklith on YouTube.
Way to sell it.
Part of the Nintendo Drive every weekend, Carpool Gaming. And I will give you, I can't remember what I gave y'all last week, but I'll give you Locklith 2 account this week. SW4435-2195-2617. But we appreciate y'all for hanging out with us for today's episode of the Nintendo Drive. Bump that like button if you haven't already, and fuel this carpool in the comments below by answering your wrong answers only to the next Switch console. What would the name be? Wrong answers only in the comments. Let us know. And we'll talk about it next week if you bring some up. If we find some of those faves. Yeah.
Yes, please.
We will bring it up next week.
Fill more comments so we don't have to come up with stuff on our own. Help us, please.
That'll help. It'll help, please.
And if your name is Miles of Amanda, check those DMs for a link to maybe join us next week.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of the new Nintendo Drive. Now, before you drive off, be sure to like the stream and subscribe here on YouTube and follow us at Carpool Gaming on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. If you liked what you saw and want more, be sure to support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming.
Deek.